Hello, hello, good afternoon. Right, my beauties. Howdy, howdy. It is Monday Mobility. Who's joining me? So, StreamYard asks to use your Facebook information so that if you write a comment, your name comes up on my little comments feed. If you don't want to give it access, that's fine. At the end of the message, just write your name so I know who you are. We are going to do some mobility for your hips this morning. Let me put this in there. Monday. Mobility tips. So it's going to be all standing stuff for your hips. You don't need to come to the floor, not this week. I will do some other sessions on hips, but we're just going to do standing stuff today. So find yourself a little bit of space. Helps if I press start. Find yourself a little bit of space. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. Someone's written me a no. Who's that? Terry Ann, hello. Okay. It's like on a computer screen. I need to get myself a setup of a big screen or a projector. Oh, now there's an idea. Bring your feet under your hips. So if you're not sure how wide your hips are, let's start with that. Bring your feet together. Turn your toes out very naturally. Don't force them out. And then take your heels out so they're as wide as your toes. So they're in line with your toes. Bring your hands to your hips. That's just here. Okay. And then soften through the knees. And really gently you're going to tilt the hips up. And then gently tilt the hips back. I'm going to stand sideways so you can see me. And I'm going to get my top out of the way, and then you can maybe see the movement in my hips. So I'm drawing the hips up towards the ribs, and then I'm gently tilting the hips away. And that's causing a little arch here, so don't force this. And then lifting the hips up, that's lengthening the back out. Now, if you naturally have an arch here, you don't want to lift the hips too much and force that to straighten too much either. So just do a couple more movements of the hips. So this is to let the hips know we're going to start doing some movement through them, and for you to know where your hips are, really. So just gently tilt the hips up, tilt the hips back. And see what that feels like in your lower back. See what that feels like in your hip flexors. Do one more forward and one more back. And then I need you to come to a neutral position. So anywhere between hips tucked up to hips tilted back, somewhere in the middle. Keep your hands on your hips. You're going to hitch your hip up towards your rib, lift the heel, and then lower it down. And do the same on the other side. So as you hitch the hip up, you feel your butt cheek squeeze a little bit. And we're just getting that movement laterally through all these hip muscles. Nice and easy. That's it. Don't forget to lift up onto the tiptoes as you hitch the hip towards the rib. And do a couple more. Just warm up movements. And then relax. Now this one's a little bit different. I want you to put your hands, so make L shapes. Bring your fingers up around your ribs. Relax your shoulders. Now I want you to circle your hips round and only your hips. So not like you're using a hula hoop, you're not using your whole body. I just want you to see if you can draw a circle with your hips. Now, you might get a little bit of resistance in some places on that circle, and that's just where there's a tightness in the muscle. Do a couple more in the direction that you're moving your hips, and then slowly send them around the other way. And see if there's a difference from one direction to the other. So it's a really small, controlled circle. And then we move those hips in all their directions. Good. One more. And then just release the hands. I can get rid of my top so you don't have to see my tummy. And then shake it all out. Come out of that hip position. and just shake it out. Good. Okay, we're going to balance on one leg, so you might want to hold on to something. So the leg we balance on, you need to tense the muscles in the thigh and the bum, and the leg that we're using, we're just going to gently give it a swing forwards and backwards. Allow the leg to be soft at the knee, you don't have to keep it straight, but if you're just letting the leg relax down as it hangs, then the ball and socket joint in your hip is just relaxing down, so you're just loosening and letting it move nice and freely. Okay, this same leg, bring it back to the center, bring it just in front of the other leg and take it side to side slowly. Now sometimes sideways movement is not always comfortable, but just do your best and don't swing it out too far. Maybe concentrate on getting it across your body further rather than away from your body. Good. Couple more. The leg you're standing on is probably burning a little bit. That's fine. And release. Soften through the knees. And let's change sides. So hold on to something the other side. If you've got good balance, that's fine. Just bend the knee that you stand on. And as you swing that leg forwards and backwards, just let the leg be heavy, let it be long. Remember, squeeze this thigh, squeeze this bum cheek. And try and lift up nice and tall through the chest with a little bit of tummy activation. If you're not holding on to something, you'll definitely have to switch that tummy on. Swing forwards just a couple more times. And back. And then hold it. Now this one's quite difficult to do without holding on to something. So sometimes I use my arms and they do opposite to what my legs are doing. I haven't got anything to hold on to this side. And just notice if there's a difference from one side to the other with this lateral swinging motion. Fab. Is that leg you're standing on starting to get a bit tired in the calf? Whoa. 2 more swings. 1 more swing. And then relax. Whoa. Soften through the knees. Give it a little jog on the spot. That's it. Okay, this next one's a little bit more difficult. Definitely need something to hold on to. So lift up the first leg. You can put your hand on your hip. I want you to open the knee. Don't force it. I don't want your hips to go round with it. That's why I want you to hold on to something. And then bring it back in and bring it across. So we're doing it with a bent knee now. A little bit of a different movement for the hip because we've got some muscles holding the leg up, some hip muscles. So now we're just moving that joint and the muscles a little bit differently. So keep swinging it out. When you swing it out, you'll feel the butt cheeks clench, the butt cheek clench, this one. And then bring it across and then you're stretching the butt cheek you just clenched. But try not to swing the whole body round with it. Good, a couple more. Can get a bit tired in the hip flex, so that's fine. Good, and release. Loosen that off. We're going to try the other side. I'm going to have to hold on to my screen. Lift it up, set the tummy, soften the leg you're standing on. Out and across the body. Out and across the body. Try and keep the knee up at hip height, just below, but definitely not very much higher. And does this side feel like it moves more freely, or is this side tighter? Chest is lifted. Remember, we're not swinging the whole body around. It's just literally the knee opening, closing and coming across the body. 2 more. How's that feel? Fab. 1 more. And relax it down. Soften out through those legs. Have a little wiggle through your hips, through your knees, through your ankles. Lovely. Now let's open the legs as wide as you feel comfortable to do so. And let's get some more lateral movement in the hips. So I want you to come over as if you're doing a side lunge. Now you're going to stay down here and then you're going to shift to the other side. So you can lean on the thigh, just keep the back nice and long and just shift side to side. So we're starting to open up those inner thigh muscles. So lean side to side. So all these muscles are connected up in and around your hips. So if these inner thigh ones are tight, it's going to make it feel tight everywhere else. You've only got to have one muscle that feels tight, and then it affects the rest of the muscles around that joint. Good. A couple more times each side here. Tummy muscles are drawn in. Keeping that bum as low as you feel comfortable to do so. One more to each side after this one. Last one. Good. So now you're going to come to the middle. You're going to lean from those hips. See if your fingers can touch the floor. If they can't, maybe take the feet a bit wider. That's fine. Turn the toes out. And now I'm going to ask you to lower your bum down between your heels. So move your feet to the position where they feel secure. And if you have to come up onto your tiptoes, that's fine. Don't worry about that. And then you're going to lift the hips and hang the head. So if you had your feet quite wide for that side lunge, then bring them in a bit closer. Not under your hips, maybe a little bit wider than your shoulders. And then drop the bum down. Come onto the tiptoes if that feels comfortable. That's still getting those hips moving. And then just move your weight from right to left. Even if you're on your tiptoes. If you're down on your heels, still have your fingertips on the floor and just shifting that weight side to side. Or now nice and slowly. Lift the hips, drop the head. The heels will turn out naturally. Relax the weight. Oh. And if you're coming down and you're getting to here and that's your limit, that's fine. Stay here and just shift that weight side to side, forearms on your thigh, keep your chest up. Nice and easy movement. And then hands down, head down, hips up. Relax the weight of that head. Softening through the knees here, don't straighten the legs out too much. We're going to do that one more time. So just come down to your depth. If you can come deeper, great. Just ease that weight from side to side. Maybe you can do little circles with the hips, rolling around the foot. You can even do that if you're up here. We did circles with the hips when we were standing up as well, didn't we? And then last time, hang the head, bend the knees. Hands either to your foot, to the floor, to your feet, maybe to your shins, wherever it feels comfortable. Take your time rolling yourself up, drawing through your belly button. Nice and slowly, shoulders to the roll back. Bring those feet in, shake your legs out. Let me check my list. Oh yeah, I've done it all. Fantastic. How does that feel? Can you feel it any more looser in the hips? Hopefully, it's just a few little movements that you can do before a workout maybe, or if you've been sitting at your desk since this morning, you can just get up and do a little lunchtime move of those hips. They don't like being in that bent position for a long time, in that seated position. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully it's been helpful. Hopefully you felt some benefit from that. Please share with anyone that you think might benefit from it. And we're back tomorrow with Try It Out Tuesday. That is my sit-lit class, so seated fitness, low impact intervals with some light dumbbells on a chair. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you again soon. Thank you.